Officer Ryan, what would you say the quickest way to ruin a Greensboro DN officer's day is?
Maybe a disgruntled guest?
No, that's not it.
A search and recovery mission.
You're getting warmer.
Oh, I know. Journalists. Pesky journalists and DNR officers have never seen eye to eye. One day you're going to witness something the media will want to know about, and it will be your job to keep this information under wraps.
Whether it's a pushy TV station or a nosy newspaper, all journalists are attracted to Greensboro National Forest. No matter how many cease and desist orders we send out, it only seems to make them more bold.
In the past, the DNR has been known to make especially persistent reporters go missing. But like the almighty Hydra, once you get rid of one, two more will show up in their place.
New policy dictates that violence, both verbal and nonverbal, is no longer permitted when interacting with journalists.
Lucky for you, we have developed an alternative option. Before the start of an interview, the journalist will most likely get to know you as a person. This is the perfect time to start getting into their head.
All journalists have insecurities waiting to be exploited. If you can, researching your reporter friend could pay great dividends to your interview.
But if you are ambushed and unable to have the upper hand, we have a couple common insecurities that all journalists suffer from.
Officer Ryan, thank you so much for meeting with me.
Oh, I'm glad to meet you, but it would have been nice if you arrived on time.
What do you mean? I could have swore you said 2:30.
I definitely said 2 o'clock, and it's 2:30 right now. It's very strange you'd be 30 minutes late like this.
Oh, I could have sworn my notes.
You don't have to check your notes.
Okay. All right, here we go. Start. Michael McMillan, father of 3, was reported missing yesterday.
His name's McMillan.
What did I say?
Say it again?
McMillan.
No. McMillan.
McMillan.
Say it one more time?
McMillan.
Okay, now you got it.
Okay, start again. Michael McMillan, father of 3, was reported missing yesterday.
Is this a camera you're using?
What's wrong with my camera?
Is this the mic you're using as well?
Yeah, what's wrong with my mic?
I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. Are you with an official news outlet?
I'm with Independent.
Makes sense.
I'm sorry, did I do something to offend you or something?
What, are you gonna cry?
What you just witnessed was a successful interview with your average journalist. Keep Officer Ryan's words in mind when you're dealing with a journalist. A common mistake most rookie officers make is focusing on convincing the journalist that no wrongdoing has occurred on the park grounds.
Your true goal while being interviewed should be to convince their audience. It's best to think of the journalist as your enemy, whose mind cannot be changed.
Journalists and reporters will try and exacerbate situations for that big break, making the story seem bigger than it seems.
This can spiral out of control very quickly. Most audiences have nothing better going on, so they will believe almost anything they hear.
That's why you need to downplay the story as much as possible.
The more you minimize the situation, the less interested the audience will become.
Some example questions that they may ask are, how many guests go missing each year? Has there been any contact with insert missing person here? Why visitors are not allowed past the 317th mile marking?
Remember what you say will spread quickly, so you will want to act fast when weaving a dull story. Blaming bears is always a consistent excuse.
Throw them off by making them seem like they are overreacting or being too sensitive to the situation. They are the outlier here, and no one else thinks that is a big deal.
The more you show that you don't care, the more likely they are to do the same and leave us alone.
Journalists love to throw quotes at us, hoping that we will be caught off guard by their content.
If this ever happens to you, use the special phrase, "That quote was taken out of context." This will immediately take you from the defensive to an offensive position.
For example, Michael Terrence, a previous employee of Greensboro DNR, was quoted saying, "I will never come back from that place. The things I saw, the evils they made me do, Greensboro National Forest is hell on earth." What do you have to say about that?
That quote was taken out of context. Many times a journalist will ask you about a specific person who has gone missing, or maybe even died.
When this happens, make sure you never, ever take accountability for the tragic event. Anything you say and do will be used against you in the court of law.
Using phrases like, "I'm sorry," or "we will find them," implies guilt. Instead, it's best to use phrases like, "Oh well," "It happens," "Sucks for them," "Well, what can you do?" and the good old, "That sounds like a you problem."
That one's my go-to. Another great way to avoid responsibility is to blame someone other than Greensboro DNR, and no one is easier to blame than those who can't defend themselves.
Blaming a missing or deceased guest for their own misadventure could be seen as taking a low road. But as long as you're being truthful, no one will know the difference.
Remember, it's always okay to stretch the truth when being interrogated by a journalist. It's not lying if they believe it.
In cases of missing guests, you will need to paint a picture of someone unprepared for the forest. Did your guest show up with a full rucksack of camping equipment and food for multiple weeks? Or did you smell alcohol in their breath and they were talking about going to some sheer cliffs for fun?
Here's an example of how you should be victim blaming.
Right now, we're speaking to Officer Allen, the last point of contact for esteemed hiker Fletcher Cummings. Officer Allen, what happened to Fletcher?
Oh, esteemed hiker? I don't know about that one. Last time I saw him, he was wearing a tank top, shorts, and flip-flops. Not very hiker-esque, if you know what I mean.
I see. Well, it's strange because his wife said that he had left the house with a full tent and camping food for at least a week.
I don't know. When I talked to him, he said his soon-to-be ex-wife would be spreading falsities about him, so, oh well, it happens.
Interesting. Well, even his 8- and 9-year-old daughters had said that, quote, their father is the best hiker in the world and, quote, he would never leave them because he loves them, unquote. What do you have to say about that?
She's even got them doing it? I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the female tree, if you get what I'm saying.
Well, what did he say before he left?
Said something about going to the state line, something about a second family. Oh well, it happens.
As you can see, this was an excellent execution of shifting the blame towards the missing person. Everybody give Officer Allen a big hand.
If you are ambushed by journalists and feel unprepared for an impromptu interview, don't worry. We have the perfect diplomacy tip for you.
Redirecting reporters to other officers on site is a great way to confuse and fluster them into giving up on their next scoop. Everyone has a superior officer who is ready and willing to continue the runaround cycle.
This is a great tactic for officers who are newer or not as charismatic as their comrades.
Simply telling a reporter that you don't have the clearance to talk to them or you might be better off talking to a higher-ranking officer is a great way to start the never-ending purgatory of frustration for them.
After all, they're making your life harder. Why should you give them the time of day?
To keep the cycle going, it will eventually come back to you. There are a few ways to restart the cycle. One example would be if a reporter has already talked to you, pretend that you have never met them before.
This won't be easy.
Giving them a fake name, changing your clothes, or maybe even putting on a funny little mustache are all great options to help convince them that you are a different officer than they started with.
Remember, if they believe you, it's not a lie.
Another way to restart the cycle would be to inform them that you have been assigned to a Greensboro National Forest expedition and will be gone for at least 3 months. However, if you choose this option, you will be assigned to a Greensboro National Forest expedition for the next 3 months.
If all else fails, we do have an easy option. Faking your own death is the definitive option for keeping the cycle going. On top of never needing to speak with reporters again, now they have a completely new story to focus on.
All while the narrative of the story is controlled by us. This is an honorable sacrifice that will save your fellow officers from annoying questions and social anxiety.
Don't worry, we have millions of names and false identities prepared for your new life. You are now a true member of the DNR family.
Welcome to the club.
If you are still being pestered by the pesky press, and you've exhausted all other options, we do have one final resort. A reporter's career is built on its credibility, and with our help, we will destroy their life.
This tip is not for the faint of heart. Officers who decide to take this step should be prepared to participate in extra-legal activities.
As Greensboro DNR representatives, we would never suggest our employees to take place in any illegal actions. Instead, we will provide you with some starting ideas that you can use to create a false reality.
When attempting to convince someone of a false reality, the one thing that needs to be on your mind is control. As long as you have full control over the situation and your subject, you will be able to bend the reality to your will.
For this, you will need some help from a buddy and any other officers as you wish. Most of these fun activities cannot be attempted alone.
Why not give your journalistic friend a call? We have untraceable landlines at each ranger station ready for your active use.
Don't worry about them recognizing your voice. All of our untraceable landlines are equipped with a voice modulating device.
Keep your calls brief and concise. If you're on the phone too long, someone near the journalist might overhear you.
Plausible deniability are your two favorite words.
Now that we've gotten to know the reporter a little more, it's time to let others in Greensboro know what kind of person they are.
Why, just the other day I saw our friend being a little too aggressive to a defenseless old Fido in the park. It's sad to see what someone would do for a little bit of control. Remember, if everyone believes it, it's not a lie.
Now that most of Greensboro's citizens have begun to shun our friend,
Rightfully so.
it may be time to check up on them to see if they're doing okay. Although, it's best to not disturb their rest. They've had a long day.
Bring your buddy along, just in case.
Before knocking, check to see if their door is unlocked. If it's not, look around for a false rock or a key under the mat. If you are unable to find a key and the door is still locked, then you might just be out of luck. Unless...
Uh-oh, Ryan. Did you hear that? I think I heard someone calling for help inside the house.
When this happens, you have probable cause to do whatever you want to the door. This includes lockpicking, jimmying, or even prying it open. Just make sure you don't make too much noise. You wouldn't want to disturb the neighbors.
Once the door has been opened, you are free to head back to your DNR barracks. Just make sure to knock 3 times really hard to let your friend know that you're leaving.
Once they get up and see their door wide open, they'll be happy to know that you stopped by there to check on them.
In fact, checking up with more friends periodically could prove to be even more fruitful. You don't even have to do much. Just stand out in their yard with some funny little masks.
Just letting them know that you're always watching and ready to help, it's enough to make anyone feel at peace.
Of course, some of these measures may not always work. We may have to start an investigation of our own.
As we all know too well, criminals tend to return to the scene of their crime, and our reporter has been very interested in our business.
After all, how well do you even know your person? And why are they so obsessed with our park?
Could they be the reason that we have so many weird things happening in our forest? Without weird things to report, they'd be out of a job.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. Anyone is willing to do anything for the limelight, even our little reporter friends.
No one is saying that they are completely guilty. But right now, they are the only suspect.
Greensboro DNR is ready and willing to help you with your press problems. They are the bane of our existence, after all.
No matter what level or branch you are in, we all hate reporters, and we are happy to assist you by any means necessary. All you have to do is ask.
We want to make sure that you are back in the field as quickly as possible. Life is easier when we're all doing our jobs without any distractions. We all work better when we
Work together.